Hey, how's it going? Episode 18 of the I Want Practice podcast presented by Precision Sonar. I am Donovan. I am here with Joe. Joe, how's it going?
What's up?
We have a special guest today. He is a multi-time winner as of the previous weekend, and we are excited to have him here, friend of the company and now friend of the program, Justin Berger.
Howdy.
Woo-hoo. How's it going, man?
Good. How are y'all?
We're good, man. We're glad that you're here. We're glad that you came and hopped on here on a Thursday.
Yeah.
Hopefully not too busy of a day for you.
Perfect timing.
Perfect. So we wanted to talk about the previous win of the MLF BFL on Kentucky Lake, the super competition, right?
Yeah, super tournament.
Tournament. 2-day tournament. You won. Congratulations.
Appreciate it. Yep.
So let's talk about it. Joe, I know you had a couple questions for him.
Just practice. Did you get a chance to practice at all?
I practiced I told everyone at work I was going to practice all week. My plan was to practice every morning for a couple hours, go work during midday, and then practice every afternoon or evening. I went one day because work was so crazy. It was either Wednesday or Thursday. I can't remember, but I went out for 2.5 hours one morning and I went out for 2.5 hours that evening. And I had 2 bites in the morning and I never caught a fish that evening. And basically I just knew I was just out fishing at that point. And I knew I was just going to have to just go have fun, really.
So you were not feeling super good about it.
Absolutely not.
The fishing has been terrible.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this time of year is just how it is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's going to be tough. It's going to be random. And that's what I like personally. It's my kind of fishing.
Sure.
Yeah. So 1 day of practice total.
Ish.
Yeah. Ish. Let's call it a half day, solid half day.
Fair enough. Yeah.
What was your mentality going into, this is a better question. You fished a bunch of BFLs.
Yeah.
How does your mentality shift from a 1 day to a 2 day?
Don't lose on day one.
Don't lose on day one, which you didn't.
Yep.
Day one, 7th place.
Yep.
So putting yourself in good position there. Is that the only thing that changes?
I don't really worry about day 2 that much a lot of times until I've got on day 1 something that I think is, okay, now I can start thinking about the next day. And I knew it was going to be tough. It always is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, September is always tough. I mean, just anytime it's just hot, July, August, September, it just is what it is. And so my goal is just go out and try to catch enough to make day 2. It's always my goal. And then after that, you start thinking about the next day. And I really didn't think about the next day because I barely caught one I did.
So what did you have for weight on the first day?
I think 14, 13.
So if you had a conversation with somebody before the tournament started and they said, I'll give you 15 pounds the first day.
Take it all day.
Ecstatic, right?
Yep.
100%.
Yep.
Totally agree.
Yeah, because I knew 15 pounds would make the second day. And I knew I wasn't on anything special. And literally those bites were as hard as they could get. I went to all my, what I call my better stuff. And I think I got 1 bite off one of them. I think I snagged one. I lost it. I probably snagged a carp, but
sure.
Either way, that's the only thing that I even had on any stuff that my initial routes where I try to get a couple in the boat first thing to get a good vibe going. And I ended up catching all the fish on random stuff that I hardly ever fish, and they're just random bites. It's
so how many bites and how many fish did you catch? Did you call the first day?
I had 5 total bass bites, and that is it.
That's tough.
Yeah.
But you went 5 for 5.
I did. Yeah. And luckily 3 of them were nice fish. I had a 4-pound even, and then I had like a 3.5 and a 3 1/4. Yep. That was my first 3 fish I caught. And then I limited out with 2 just basic keepers.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, it was at a point I was just anything that I was just running going, well, I'm going to fish that just because I don't know what the heck I'm doing. I was basically pre-fishing, trying to figure out something.
Put it together.
Yep.
Yeah.
So weather for the 2 days. I didn't fish a tournament, but I believe Saturday was cloudy and a lot flatter, right?
Yep.
So
Saturday was cloudy, which a lot of people would think, hey, topwater, that's perfect day, I find I like sun for my topwater fishing for sure.
Especially smallmouth.
Especially smallmouth. Yep. And Kentucky Lake in general, the cloudy stuff, that's if you're going down the bank and you've got laydowns and you've got grass or, whatever gravel points, the clouds typically help better for that type of fishing, in my opinion. So like growing up, cloudy was great. Throw a buzzbait all day.
Mhm.
That's what you wanted. Here they set up a little different, and the sun, I think, positions them better, which allows you to get those bites.
And they can see.
Yes. And seeing is a huge deal. And that smallmouth,
smallmouth,
that
they
more
got to
than
see
anyone.
it 100%.
So I think that's also why it made it so tough on Saturday for everyone. If you look at the weights Saturday, that was the worst weights basically the whole year on any major tournament.
I don't know. Did 10 pounds make the cut?
It was 11 pounds, 4 fish for 11 pounds, I think, made the cut.
Oh, man. It's tough. It's tough right now.
Talking about a lake that took, you won with over 24 pounds earlier this year.
Yep.
It's in the Toyota series. I mean, that took over 20 a day.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I know that was spring, it's a different time, but it just shows you how many quality fish in this lake now. And for the weights, I mean, first place was 17.6 or whatever Clint had.
Yep.
And I was 7th with not even 15 pounds.
Yep.
So it just shows you how tough it was,
Usually on this lake, I feel like a 2.5 pound spread, you're down, I feel like almost 20 spots.
100%.
Mhm.
And like you said, that was the difference between 1st and 7th.
Yep.
So, I mean, this time of year is always weird. I mean, you guys have more testament to that than I do, but so whenever you finished up in day 1, 7th place, you said your mentality going into a 2-day tournament is don't lose on day 1.
Mhm.
Whenever you actually get to day 2, what do you focus on and what do you shift to?
You really have to just think about how your previous day went, and seeing how everyone else fished as well is a big thing for me, because it's no different than, Clint, Mateo, and Levi, all 3 amazing fishermen.
Yep.
They were all talking after day 1. I walked up, I said, man, you guys let me stay within 3 pounds of you. I was like, what happened? Because that you're in striking distance, at that point. And I know I am, and I'm a confident fisherman. I don't ever go into a tournament where I don't think I'm going to win. I'm always fished like I'm trying to fish to win.
You're not there to donate.
Absolutely not.
Right.
And I always have the confidence, whether I do or not, I fish confidently like I'm fishing to do that. And, but yeah, what I'm getting at is I could tell it was really tough.
Mm-hmm.
Them guys were not
Well,
on them
yeah,
as good as they usually are.
Sure. And you hadn't practiced for 3 days and said to yourself, this is tough.
Mhm.
Like you kind of just got into it.
Mhm.
You don't have a proper gauge.
Correct. And, you talked about first day, second day. After you knew you were going to fish day 2, you get home. Did you change anything? Knowing what you wanted to do day 2?
A little bit.
Tackle or just presentation?
Tackle, no.
What didn't work?
Tackle, no.
Location?
Basically, I realized, I knew sun was going to come out. So I knew that could change things in general, and I'm not afraid to go fish back through the same stuff I fished the first day.
Sure.
So I was all right. I wasn't afraid of that. But another thing was I told myself I need to find a topwater bite. That's going to be the difference. And I knew that if I could luck into finding a topwater bite somewhere, that's going to be the difference in how the day goes. And just talking with everyone, it was like no such thing as a topwater bite. There was one person, I think it was Gary Singleton, said he had some topwater bites. Other than that, I didn't hear a single person talk about one.
So how much success did you have in topwater?
I had 2 blowups in practice. Both of them missed it. On day 1,
Like stupid missed it. Like they just jumped over it. Like they didn't even want to eat it.
they like flushed it but never touched it.
Isn't that bizarre?
Mm-hmm. Like I'm talking like flushed it.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw both fish with my eyes. I knew they were both decent fish. I caught one of them on day 1. I was throwing a sexy dog, and I literally threw a spinner bait, threw a worm. I even pulled the tube out and flipped a tube. And then I took that same exact sexy dog and he ate it. It was like 260, 2.5 pound largemouth, but needed it, obviously. Sure. But other than that, like that was the only bite on topwater I had on day 1.
Yeah.
And day 2, I was, But going into it, I knew I didn't have to worry about fishing the same stuff over again. I could do it because the conditions are changing, and I know sun's better for what I like to do.
And you certainly didn't hurt them the day before.
And I definitely didn't hurt them the day before. And I just told myself, I didn't know where I was going when I took off. I had no clue where I was going. And that I do that a lot. I don't know if it's right or not, but I just kind of feel the day out and whatever feels right. I mean, if I know I got somewhere, I'm going to it, obviously. But this case, I didn't. And I was running down the lake, and I was just kind of thinking to myself, like, I was thinking about it all morning, and there was one spot up on the north end, actually. And I'm like, man, it sets up right. I didn't get any bites below the bridge. The water looked different too up north because all the flats, when the water comes down, all that wind, there was a lot of muddy water south of the bridge because the flats are a little bit shallower down there. And I was like, man, water's a little bit better up here. I was like, I'm going to stop and check this spot. And my first cast, I caught a 4.8 smallmouth.
Ooh.
And I'm talking just completely flushed it. Like as good as you want it.
So,
that
fish catch, your hands are full. It's on a top water.
Oh, yeah.
Going berserko. I mean,
berserko.
Oh, God. I mean, how many times did that thing come out of the water?
Luckily, I caught 5 total on this spot. Only 2 of them came out of the water once.
That's wild.
But they usually come out of the water all the time. So I don't know. I think it was just, I got lucky probably, but I had all that, but I know I have fished for these smallmouths so much. I have every rod, every reel, the type of line, what I use, the hooks I got on it, the split rings I got on my baits. I am so confident with what I have now because I used to just pick them out of the package and go. You can't do that.
Is that not what you're supposed to do?
You can, and you can land them, but when you're talking the difference between I lose that 1 4-pounder my days, I don't win it.
Right.
We always talk about variables. You have to control every variable that you can control because there are so many that you can't. So what hooks?
So the STXs, who makes those again? Is Owner. Yeah. So actually Ryan put me onto them and had me start using them or introduced me to them. And I've started to, that's what I use a lot now. Anything with a treble hook, I change it immediately. And so what I'm getting at is I have confidence when I hook up with, especially a big smallmouth and treble hooks, I'm confident I'm going to have a really good chance to land the fish.
And if it falls off,
it is what it is.
It's not my fault.
I have everything in my ability.
That's the way I feel.
Correct. And I know I do.
Yeah. You can't break your brain. Like I was lazy. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. Yep.
But there's been times where I have been lazy in years past where like you felt a nick. Yeah, it's all right. And you break one off and you're like,
that's on me.
Yeah. I realize how thousands of hours I've done this and I didn't just retire that thing. But either way, yes, it was still, it's always a little nerve wracking, especially when you got a big one on treble hooks, but they all came to the boat. I had it. You couldn't even see it. Had it so good.
Really?
Yeah. Sexy dog all the way as far in the throat it could go. Wow. Like too far,
it's scary. Like you're coming in through the back of the gill.
Yeah, like, exactly. Yeah. And,
who makes a sexy dog?
Striking.
Okay.
Yeah. And, but yeah, so the first, like literally it was like first cast. And it was a big one. I'm like, hey, there we go. And
gotta be feeling good about that.
I figured, I caught one, you know?
Yeah.
And 2 casts later, I caught it was a 312. I'm like, all right, I got 2, and the name, when I'll go back to day one. So my co-angler talked a lot. I talk a lot with my co-anglers. We always have a good time. He's like, man, I know I can catch a limit, this and that. I know you can catch a limit. You're going to fish me. I'm like, buddy, I'm just trying to catch one. He's like, what do you mean? I was like, you got to catch one.
Yep.
Got to catch one before you can catch 2.
And I'd catch one.
Yeah.
And I'd say, all right, now we got to catch one.
On to the next one.
And he kept saying, well, he's like, I can get a limit and get paid. I'm like, got to catch one.
It's true.
And that was like our whole MO. It was weird how it worked because him and I talked about it all day. And
did he catch him?
No, he didn't.
It's tough time.
Fishing behind me on Kentucky Lake is very tough for a co-angler. Other places my co-anglers do well because I'm just power fishing, going down the bank or doing what I'm doing, Kentucky Lake is very different. There's not a lot of just going down the bank fishing. I mean, you can do it, but
everything's specific.
It's so specific. And I fish a lot of very specific things, isolated things. It can be anything. I've got one place that's got literally one single, I don't know if it's a rock, cement, something.
Block, whatever.
It's not very big. I don't catch a fish on it, but once every 10 times, but it's a good one when I do. So I check it every tournament.
Mhm.
Once out of every 10, I'll catch me a nice 3+ pounder off of it. But if you're a co-angler, what are you going to do? And I tell everyone before I go, I'm like, listen, I'm not trying to make you not catch fish.
Mhm.
The way the wind is, the way the current is, I'm going to have to face the boat to what I'm fishing. It's very specific objects, not all the time, but most of, especially this time of year for me. I'm like, don't take it personal. Like as long as you're not fighting me over my cast, you can cast wherever you want. I tell everyone that before the
Sure.
day. And I try to be as nice about it as I can, but because it's just the nature of how I fish the lake. And so I make sure to have that conversation.
Sure.
But anyway, that's the MO, just one at a time. And
Sure.
so on day 2, when I caught the second one, I looked at him, I was like, hey, I got 2, and I didn't expect to get any more bites. But after the second one, I'm like, uh-oh.
Something's going on.
There could be more than there.
Sure.
And especially with the first cast and the biggest one eats like that, they're competing.
Mhm.
And when I got the second bite, I was like, okay, things can happen. So I was quick at that point.
So, I mean, you're panning around. Are you seeing bait? Are you seeing anything?
I'm not looking.
Okay. You're just fishing.
I was fishing. Well, I was looking at where I wanted to cast if you're talking about my front facing.
Mhm.
I was looking at where I wanted to cast, but I was not looking for fish.
Mhm.
I actually look, I know where I want to cast. I make my cast and then I turn it 180 and I point it to the back of the boat because
You don't want to shine them.
I'm weird about it. Yeah.
That's it's funny you bring that up. Not a lot of guys think about that. I probably started doing that probably 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so
And
you do the same thing.
Not all the time, but
Certain time.
if I'm on a certain thing,
Mhm.
they feel you. They already know you're there. It was
Right.
rough on Sunday. They feel boat slap. They hear
They
boat.
can hear your boat.
It's if I noticed it when GoPros kind of started coming out, and it's quiet, and you're just in like a little, like 1 footer wave,
Mhm.
and how it echoes.
It reverbs through
Oh
that
my
GoPro.
God!
Especially when it's connected to your boat because the whole boat vibrates.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you're in their world, so they know exactly what's
Mhm.
going on.
Right.
Yeah.
And-
Isn't it funny? You're trying to, like you said, control your variables.
Mhm.
You're trying to not spook them as much as they already are going to be.
Sure, they know you're there.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
It's like scent. Guys throw scent. We put scent on baits.
Yep. And that's another reason, even my co-anglers have a harder time is all of my rods and reels are set up to cast as far as I possibly can.
Yep.
And I was spooling. So I was 50-pound braid is what I was throwing my top water on. I was spooling at every cast. Almost I have a backing on there. So I was going to my backing every cast, which is, I don't know how much that reel holds, but it's a long cast is what I'm getting at. No one's going to be able to cast as far as, and if you can't cast as far as me, you got to add another 20-foot piece of the boat
Correct.
to get where I'm going. It's just not a lot of people are going to be able to do that.
right.
And I don't do that to keep them away. I do that to be as far away from the fish I'm fishing for, because if you get one extra bite over it, it can be the difference.
Sure.
And I've really worked on that over the last few years
Mhm.
of making sure my casts are right where I want them and presented correctly. Front facing has really showed a lot about how that helps, but I've done that my whole life, but I'm kind of vamping it up more now. But anyway, I make sure my cast is right is all I was doing. I turn my front facing away from it and just go fishing.
Work through the cast.
Once you get a bite, you get it
Sure.
right back out there. You don't have to, it didn't have to be exactly on where I was fishing. It was just a little bit of a shallower area is all I was fishing.
So you said you caught 5 off that?
I caught 5.
Okay.
I had a 4.8, a 3.12, a 3.4, a 2.10, and a 2.0.
Okay. So you're sitting pretty at this point.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 16 something pounds at that point.
And what time is it?
First stop. So,
Like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock.
6:30 was takeoff. I bet it was 7:30, 7:45. I had that
Wow.
weight. So great start.
Yeah.
You got all day to work. Yep.
And I said, okay, that's exactly what you needed. And there were some stumps up the flat a long way. And I went up there because I wanted to come back. They stopped biting. So I wanted to give them some time. I didn't want to just leave. I wanted to give them time to see if I can catch one more off them. Because I had those 2-pounders. I'm like, man, if I can catch one more 3, golly, I'm.
And they're using the area.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And so I actually caught one. I caught a keeper on a minnow on one of those stumps.
Mhm.
and it cold. It was like a little bit bigger 2-pounder. Then I went and fished. I'm like, all right, nothing happened. So I was like, let's go check it. I checked it, never got another bite off of it. So I don't know how many were there. I don't know if it was a massive school. I don't know if it was just 5 of them, but
you don't know if they came up because we had the big moon.
Yeah.
So those fish were obviously, they were eating all night long.
They could have been there just from the night before and just leaving too.
Correct. And you had that little window.
Yes.
And then they're up. They were there and then they left.
Yep.
And they go wherever they go.
And the good thing is I was throwing a spook. I had 6 bites. The 4th bite I had, the fish jumped over it. I threw right back in, it ate it. So I caught that. I mean, you can't guarantee it's the same fish, but either way, in my mind,
that's the same fish.
I got 5 bites on, 5 real bites on a top water, and I landed them all. And you cannot ask for that more than that,
Pretty good success rate.
Oh, sure. Yeah. So yeah. And then after that, it was kind of like, okay, what do I do now? And I talked to my co-owner, I was like, we're going to have to go at least catch 2 3-pounders to get rid of those 2s, and that guarantees us a top 5 pretty much. And that would be great. But I knew that we'd have to find a way to catch a largemouth. I knew in order to win, I'm going to have to catch at least 1 big largemouth.
And you did,
or 2, and I did somehow. Yeah. Talk about a plan coming together. It was.
You can't when it's right. Crazy. It's right. Like there's nothing you can do wrong.
I've always heard that, and we've won because we've won big tournaments in college too, and things just go completely perfect. But for an individual tournament like that was the first time it really just completely happened on a day.
Great feeling. Yeah.
So by the time you caught those last few, what time was it?
8:30, 8 to 8:30, probably somewhere in there.
So you basically had your final weight around.
Oh, you're talking about my, no. So I cold after that.
Oh, gotcha.
You're talking about my final weight?
Yep.
Yeah. No, those came a little bit later in the morning.
Okay.
But I ran a couple other spots up north with the top water, just places I know they get, and never got another bite. And, so then I finally was like, okay, let's go try to coal up.
Let's go for a boat ride.
Yep. Yep. So we went down to where I normally fish, which is between the bridges. I stopped at a couple spots and nothing happened. And mind you, this time of year, I fish a lot of individual spots. I mean, I move. I mean, I think on day 1, I guarantee I fish at least 40 places. And that's just how I fish.
Right.
Because they're not everywhere. And I'm a sucker for catching individual fish. I don't know why I grew up that way. And I know there's schools of them out there that you can go look for, but I'm no good at finding schools of fish. So I just go catch my singles.
But like you said, confidence, like you're confident in your fishing ability.
Yeah.
And a lot of people aren't confident and they don't want to fish individual things.
Right.
They're running to something and their mindset is thinking, there's not going to be one there.
Right.
Whereas if you're on the flip side and I'm going to go extract that fish off that one piece, then you're money.
Well, and another thing, the way I fish, I know if they're going to bite quick. If they're there, I'm going to get a bite because they're not there to hang. They're not there to live. They're not there just because they just feel like sitting there. They're there because they need to eat. They want to eat.
Yep. Makes sense.
Yeah. Which I ended up going back to one of my better holes that I fish. I fish it all the time. And it's, if they're there, they're there. If they're not, they're not. You just roll on. But I fished the day before. I never had a bite on it. And just to show you how crazy of a day this was, I pulled up there and all this is just a little depression. It's just a little depression. Every once in a while, a fish or 2 gets in it. And it was windy. It was a little windy. And I can't just stare at the scope and do it too much. But I threw a top water, threw a spinnerbait, threw a crankbait. And I was like, I picked up my minnow and I just threw it up there and I lost my bait. I was trying to find it. I was like, whatever. And I stopped paying attention. I just kept shaking it.
Keeping your rhythm.
And all of a sudden, 3.5 pounder eats it. Never saw it. Just blind shaking a minnow. Like,
oh yeah, you were gonna win that day. Yeah. So let's talk about the big fish.
Yeah,
the big largemouth.
Yeah. So that happened. So I caught that 3.8. So then I called that 2.0 and I had like a 2.10 or 2.12 was my smallest at that point. Good weight still. There was a little brush pile close to there that I I fished the day before. Never, I haven't caught many fish out ever, but it's just there. So I look at it. Just why not? One's got to use it at one point.
Sure.
And I saw a dot in it. Threw my spinnerbait through it and it ate. And it was a 310 largemouth. So now I've got my smallest fish is a 3.8 or 3.4. It was at 3.4 I caught. So I had a really good bag at this point, 18 pounds or something, right? And I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, now we have to catch a 4-pounder. I was like, I'm done. So I told my conger, no more smallmouth. We're done. I'm only largemouth fishing. I mean, you can catch smallmouth, largemouth fish and vice versa. Sure. But
so when you make that change, what changes do you actually make? Fish
a little bit deeper water.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my biggest thing is, okay, so instead of fishing these stuff on flats or, I'm going to go a little bit deeper. No different than that one largemouth I caught, that 310 out of that brush pile. It was off the flat. Mm-hmm. So I said, okay, we're going largemouth fishing. So it's a little bit deeper and you fish more, just same stuff. I mean, I can't even tell you all the different things I fish, but I just knew I was going to go a little bit deeper.
Yeah.
Like 6 to 10 foot at that point.
Sure.
Whether it be a brush pile, a stump, a bridge, a roadbed, or
sure.
whatever, just go out and just places that I fish all the time and whatever looks good, really. Mm-hmm. So we went around and I've just hitting stuff. And I have this one area. Every 6th time I fish it, I catch a big one. Basically every 5 to 7, 5-6 times I catch a big one out of it. And it's not an individual thing. It's an actual area. And it takes me about 30 minutes to fish it. And I have not caught a fish there in a while. I don't know if I've caught one there all year. So it's been way more than 6 times this time around. And I fished through the whole thing. I was throwing my spinnerbait the whole time, a little bit of minnow here and there. If I think I see one and they don't react to my spinnerbait, I will throw a minnow just to see if I can get some sort of reaction to see if it is a bass or not.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And which is nice because I really worked on my minnow in this year. And I don't use it as my first anything, but it's so nice to have in my back pocket.
Yep.
Because on day 1, I ended up catching a 4-pounder and another keeper on a minnow that I would have never caught if I wouldn't have worked on it so hard earlier this year.
Yeah.
So having it as a tool has really, it paid for itself right there. The time I spent this year learning.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But anyway, I got all the way to the very end of this area I'm fishing. And I'm scoping most of it because I make sure my spinnerbait's where it needs to be, or whatever bait I'm using is where it needs to be. That's my usage of the scope. But
sure.
I made one real long blind cast way up to where I know like the very top of this little piece I'm fishing is. And I made 2 casts and it locked up. And all I said was, please just be the bass. Please. And it'd be a 410 largemouth. And at that point I had 19.15 on my scale and it was 10.30. And the day before I could barely get a bite.
It's crazy how it just flip-flops like that. I mean, that's insane. 10:30, I'm not going to call it done, but I mean, you've got almost 20 pounds locked up.
And then he's thinking, if I can do 21.
Yeah.
Sure.
But I had a 3.9.
Yeah.
You can call 3.9 on this lake.
Sure.
You know?
Sure.
So I told my coiner, I was like, that's a chance. Because I knew 32 to 34 is a really good weight in September.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
32 to 34, you're always going to have a chance in the fall. And now it can be blown out. That's the good thing about the fall is it can be blown out easily. But 34 pounds, I was like, hey, that's got a chance.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I said, I was like, I got to figure out how to catch one more 4-pounder. I want to win this. I was like, at this point, I do.
Sure.
So at this point, it's 10:30. You have your weight that you weighed in.
Mm-hmm.
And you just kind of start, does it ever creep in your brain like it's blowing? I'm going to start just working my way back.
Not that early. No, not that early. Absolutely not. Plus I've got so many friends fishing. I know if I break down, I call Dustin Ball, I'm good.
Yeah.
As long as I give myself ample time. Now you don't want to give yourself
10-minute
leeway.
And that's a nice feeling.
Yeah. So that helps big time. But I have fished enough of these and I have got second so many times. I want to win, like straight up. Like it's one of them things where that was creeping in on me bad.
Mm-hmm.
I got to a point and I don't like to think, I'm not complaining about second place finishes at all. It's awesome. But I'm a competitor and I want to win.
Sure. That's why you're doing it.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. You're not in it to come in 10th or 2nd or 50th.
No, not at all.
Right.
Now, and I'm happy when I do. I mean, I don't beat myself up over doing good, but I've been fishing tournaments since I was 9 years old.
Right.
Against adults. And like every single year since I was 9. And I've won a lot of tournaments. And growing up, I was really good at where we fished. My dad and I both. We were teammates and we separated where we both had our own teammates. We always did well.
Right.
And I've won a lot growing up. You come to this lake, it's a whole different story. It is. I mean, I'm talking, I tell everyone all the time, I think I moved to the worst lake I could possibly move to for my skill sets.
It's tough. It took me a year even to understand anything. And I still don't know anything. Like the lake is so complex and it's so big and there are so many things that go into it.
And it feels like it changes all the time.
You've got all the different sections where it's deeper to shallower, current acts different all the way through it. You've got so many, look at all the bays. I mean, the creeks, look at it all. And you've got Barkley, the entire lake of Barkley to fish. So the decision-making is crazy on this lake. Well, and you got to think, there used to be a bunch of grass. That adds how many more options to fish in it? And it's ever evolving. It's a river system. It's got current. It goes up and down 5 foot normally, let alone flood levels when we fished a Toyota this year. So in order for someone to be good on this lake is a true testament, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like it really is. And I'm just a straight up grinder. My whole life, I grew up. That's all I did. Just grind for 5 bites. And I really think that helps. Like Saturday, that whole scenario, my whole life growing up was get 5 bites in the boat.
Your brain is different. It's wired different.
And that's how I'm wired.
Yep.
It's no different. The 2 BFLs I fished on the Ohio River a couple weeks ago, I had 5 keeper bites the first day, landed all 5, got a top 10. Second day, I had 6 keeper bites. I lost 1. I got second. And that's another reason why I was so I did not think I had it won, because that tournament on the Ohio River a couple weeks ago, I had a 45-minute run back. And the entire time I was like, I finally won one. Holy crap. It finally happened. And I actually thought that the whole way back, I was like in a super bliss, because I had a bigger weight than the day before. It was a back-to-back. Today's
the day.
Yeah. I was like, it's way tougher today. I've got a bigger weight than day one. That's a shoe-in, and 45 minutes, I was in bliss. I'm like, finally got it done, just so happy. And I go up, weigh my fish, and they didn't even say, oh, good bag or nothing. Like, yeah, second place. Good job. I was like, what?
Thanks for fishing with us.
Yeah.
Thanks. See you next time. Oh, man.
Brutal.
So let me ask you this. So whenever you have that weight by 10:30, how much wondering do you do of other anglers? Because none at all.
I don't ever think about other people.
Gotcha.
I don't even know what other people's boats are basically on the water.
Right on.
Yep.
So
except me when I'm driving by waving at you.
Well, we're waving at each other. I know who you are, but when it comes down to it, and people are like, "Oh, I saw you here." Well, my boat you can see from a mile away. Don't get me wrong, but I'm the only one on the lake with 15-foot talons, but
which might have come in handy.
They come in handy all the time.
Yeah. Sunday, day 2, I bet they helped.
Yep. But I don't ever pay attention. The only thought that I had was, okay, what does Clint need to beat me?
Yeah.
And in my mind, it was like somewhere around 17 pounds.
Yeah.
I need more fish. You think, okay, someone just needs to catch 17 pounds. That's not an amazing day to catch 17 pounds. It's a good day. Don't get me wrong. It's a good day.
Especially here.
And yes, exactly. And I was like, you cannot even expect that to be winning weight. And I fished as hard as I can after that. I never slowed down. I stayed as hard as I can into it. And I caught another fish that didn't, it was the same size as my littlest. So I caught another nice 3.5 pound bass. And
isn't that the worst when you do that? Because there's that initial, you hang them and you're like,
stomped it too.
You're like, yep. And
it's in a place I catch big ones too.
And when your brain is like wired like that, you gotta have like that one more. It needs to be big. As soon as you hang it, you immediately, and it's heavy. You're like
big. That's all I said. That's all I said when I set the hook. And because it's in a spot I catch big ones, stomped my spinner bait. And when you set the hook, it just sat there, and I'm like, big net now. And he comes up, and they're good looking fish in the water too. Yeah. Nice fat 3.5 pounder. I was like, oh, that's a 4 all day.
All day. It was the most disappointing 3.5 pounder you've ever caught in your life. Yeah.
I actually no, because I just love catching fish. I'll be honest with you.
Doesn't matter the size.
No, I just love catching fish, and whether, I mean, yeah, I was like, it didn't help, but,
I get it.
The bite was awesome, so I'm cool with it.
The experience of just being out there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's my getaway.
Mm-hmm.
And then to add competition, I'm a really competitive person.
Mm-hmm.
So to add that to it, it's just it helps me stay sane pretty much.
I hear you.
But no, I fished as hard as I could for the rest of the day.
Right.
I did decide to go up a little early. Number one, it was super windy. I had my fish were in distress because I had an issue with my live well. So at like 12:30, my live well, I went to check my fish and I noticed I could hear the live well going, but I noticed there was no water moving. My recirc got clogged. My recirculation to my live well.
Yeah.
And immediately every alarm that you could ever think of blew up in my mind. And I started grabbing in there and I had a dead one. And I had two of them trying to die. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I immediately took them all. My co-owner didn't have any fish. So I was like, I'm going to use your live well. If you catch one, we'll call the tournament director. We'll figure it out. Immediately threw them all in there, G-juice, as much ice as I could, filled it up, and luckily saved all the fish. If I wouldn't have noticed that and they would all died, I would not have won.
Mm.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was almost a very tragic thing. And yeah, it would have been a bad deal. But luckily I found him when I did and I acted on it. That's another thing. And I did act on it and it worked out. But
meant to be.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
Meant to be.
Well, meant to be or meant not to be.
Yeah.
That was my decision.
Yeah. It was meant to be for sure.
Yeah.
So it was almost, for the sake of you, it was almost a good thing your co-angler didn't catch anything at all day two.
Yeah, but I think I could have called Robert and said, hey, listen, I've got a live well problem. And I feel like I could have marked his fish or something.
Right.
Because you can do that. So like if you break down and a competitor picks you up and you have to put your fish in their live well,
you can tag them.
As long as you mark them specifically your fish, you can intermingle those.
Right. So
I really feel, and I can't guarantee this, but I really feel like he would have let us do that.
Right.
But I don't know that for a fact. But I did end up going up a little early just because it was blowing it was blowing pretty good. You saw it.
Yeah, it was going.
And those fish were already in distress.
Right.
And I was like, man, I'm just going to take my time. I don't want to beat them up even more than they already are. So I did go up a little early, and I also I hit a couple spots on my back, and I want to hit that spot where I started, because there was a school there this morning. You might as well try it. See if they're there,
Sure.
know? They weren't there. There was no fish there.
Caught them all.
I guess. I even tied on the biggest whopper plopper I had. It was blowing. I was like, I'm just going to run it right over, see if anything's there.
Nothing. How long did you stay in that spot?
Oh, 5 casts and left. I didn't have much time.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's get into the actual weigh-in. So Joe has won tournaments before. You have now won your first out of college tournament.
Well, first BFL. I did win a USA Bass and Regional a couple falls ago, and I've done well. Well, finished second in 3 Jettas.
Yeah, that's tough to do.
And second in 2 BFLs in the last year. Second in that tournament. There was a tournament out of Barkley this year, and it was a handmade Bassmasters Classic looking trophy. Oh, it was the most beautiful trophy you've ever seen.
Right.
For the person who won it.
Sure.
We lost by like 12/100ths of a pound. And I got like, don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. But we got this second place trophy. It's just a nice little trophy.
Yeah.
And Toby Korn and Marty Sisk won it. They beat us a little bit. So
for the program.
Yeah.
So every time I go in there, I get to see it sitting right next to a desk. I'm like, it's no different than you.
Yeah.
I get to go in your office and see your trophy there every time I walk in. You beat me by more than 12/100ths though.
If you walk into Joe's,
I've been on both sides of it.
Oh yeah. It's just a part of it.
If you walk into Joe's office, you're bound to be blinded by how much hardware is in there.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's a mess. There's trophies all over the place.
Yeah. Well, you got Toyota Series and an Open, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
You've also
been
been
fishing.
fishing.
Talk about second place. I came in second in Toyota too.
This year?
No. Years ago.
Yeah. Okay. I was like, hold on a second. No, you didn't. Not this year.
Yeah,
You're talking about previously. Got it. Yeah.
So whenever, so weigh-ins at 3:30, right? Or is it 2:30? 2:30. What spot? Well, I guess that's not really relevant, but when did you weigh in and how long did they have you up in the seat?
I can tell you exactly. You want me to answer for him?
Sure.
This is how it goes. Clint, you get him? Driving back because it's a long idle.
Yep.
It was at the dam.
And we talk on the idle end. Yep.
So, Clint, you get him? Probably did something like
No,
that.
no, he said 12, 13. I said, that's what you said yesterday.
Yeah. So he's in there even more. So you probably talked to a couple of the people. Did you get him? And they're like, no, man, it was brutal. And then you're like,
Things are starting to line up.
Well,
I might have a shot.
So I told Clint what I had. No, I'm sorry. I told Noah what I had. And I told Dustin, I was like, I got 19. I know I got 19. And this was all before boats were even out of the water.
Sure.
And so I knew Dustin didn't have it. I knew Clint. I knew Noah didn't. And then they talked. Then they talked to the other people. And by the time we got to weigh-in line, we knew the only person I had to beat was Brad Kell.
So he came out of nowhere. Him. Yeah.
Yeah. You look out this weekend.
I love it.
For him.
It's awesome.
So whenever they announced you had, what was it, 1912, you're sitting up there waiting.
Well, so when I got up there, I ended up asking, I was like, hey, is there any way I can move in front of some of y'all? Like my fish are in distress.
Sure.
And so they let me move up in front of them. And when I went up there, they were like, you need 19-1 to take the lead. And I knew the only people behind me didn't have them. So I knew that was the point where I knew.
Right.
And when they said 19-1, I was like, my scale better not be wrong. I was like, I'm just waiting. And I've been, like I said, my heart's been broken so many times. I was like, just wait till you see it.
Sure.
And then I saw it and I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah. And
I was like, as long as Clint didn't lie to me, we're good.
And what did Brad say he had? Did you talk to him?
Brad had 19.5 pounds.
But did you talk prior?
No.
Okay.
So I didn't know that.
Until, I didn't see him weigh in.
And he was
like snuck it in there.
Yeah, he was a few in front of me, but someone just said, you got to, Brad has a good bag of fish. That's all I knew. I didn't know how much it was.
He caught him.
But I didn't realize he had 19 and a half.
No, he had 19.8.
Wow.
And he had 14 something the day before. So, I mean, yeah, he did good.
He killed it.
But yeah, when I didn't even sit in the chair, I forgot there was a chair. He didn't tell me to sit in the chair. I just grabbed my fish and I ran off. I didn't even, I'll be honest with you.
Well, in your mind, they're in distress. You're trying to get
and
things taken care of.
He asked me to hold them up. I'm like, no, I'm getting water on them. I'm getting, like, the only thing I cared about was getting those fish back in the water.
Yep.
And I do believe they lived.
Good.
Except for
That's
the
awesome.
one. There was one dead one, but
sure.
At least that was the only damage.
Minimized.
Oh yeah, big time. Well, and I don't even like talking about dead fish. I do everything in my ability. I always bring extra ice. I always got G-juice on me. I've changed the way I cull. So I'm adding fin clips now to try to see if that, I'm constantly trying to figure out the best way to keep, and it's not even for tournaments. It's just all the way around.
In general.
Conservation.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, and then I went back up there and Clint came up and I won.
So the first piece of hardware from MLF that you've gotten outside of college that said first place.
Yep.
So explain, I guess, now that you've got that under your belt, what are you looking forward to now?
Get another one.
Get another one.
Good answer. Good answer.
Yeah. I mean, Saturday, Sunday, that's my plan.
There you go.
Did you get a chance to practice?
Yeah, it sucks so far.
You're saving them again.
I definitely have not won any practices.
Yeah.
I went, what's today? Thursday?
Yep.
I went yesterday from 6:15 to 11:30. I had one total bite on a spinnerbait, and it was a 5.5 pounder. And I was on a work call just going down the bank. I wasn't even fishing anything. I wasn't even practicing. I was just on a work call, and it was an hour long, like a conference thing. I just had it on speaker and I was just going down the bank fishing. So I'm like, well, man, maybe I need to go down the bank.
Yeah. I love catching a 5.5 pounder rando going down the bank. Just to,
it's a beautiful fish.
Screw your brain up. Yeah.
Beautiful fish. Yeah. The most well-built largemouth I've seen in forever. It's such a beautiful
Just
bass.
a tank.
Oh yeah. But I fished a lot of really good stuff yesterday on top, and I never got a sniff. Never even thought I was around a fish. So I'm pretty sure the top water fish that I caught was as lucky as it could get because I fished some of my better stuff yesterday.
Sure.
Because the tournament's out of Paris this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And so I want to find something closer to Paris.
I didn't know that. I thought it was at KDM again.
Now it's out of Paris this weekend. And then the LBL is back out of the dam, I think.
Yep.
But, and then the night before I went out for 3 hours, I never got a bite. I went out yesterday at evening for 3 hours and I never got a bite.
Just nothing at all.
The moon really, that needs to settle down.
Well, and I think I agree with that majorly, but at the same time, since the water's come down, it's been so windy north and south, it's muddy. I mean, which is typically, in my opinion, a good thing. But I think it's been so much of a change though, that I don't think they've adjusted to really
drastic weather.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be hot this weekend.
Oh, this weekend's I have no clue.
Yeah, we're back up in the low 90s now, like right now.
Yeah, low to mid
for
the weekend.
Luckily, the nights are still nice. Because even like yesterday morning when I was running, I had a hoodie on.
Yeah.
Even at 9 a.m., I mean, the air is still, you can tell fall's in the air, you know?
I had the heat on in my car this morning.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then whenever I leave this afternoon, right back to the AC.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I still think even if it's going to be hot during the day, the colder nights and the bait's moving too. I've noticed that the bait is definitely in transition. I still think the heat's not going to play as much of a factor for your morning bite and all that.
Sure. Yeah. Everybody says the fish move, they move. Wherever the bait goes, fish are going to go. They don't.
Right.
It's just the way it goes.
So one spot where I caught a nice one Sunday, the day before I fished it, I never saw a single piece of bait. Sunday, bait everywhere, and I caught a nice one off it. I mean, it's just, and that fish could have been there, just not been activated too. I don't know. You're way better at that than I am. I can guarantee it.
If there's bait there, you got to have bait. You got to.
So I guess the only thing that I want to ask now, so going out of Paris this weekend, how much does your strategy change from the previous weekend, which was out of the dam?
Yeah.
Yeah. Out of the dam to Paris, which relatively is not that far, but for this lake, it's a long way away. So how does your strategy change?
I'm not going to change it much other than just go fishing.
Sure.
That's this time of year. That's all it is. To me, go fishing, figure out the day, and stay stuck with it because you never know when that next stop's going to be the stop you need to make.
Absolutely.
You know? I'm still going to go out tomorrow. I'm going to try to find topwater fish. I am so dead set on trying to find topwater fish because that's the, you can start today with, even if it's 12 pounds to start, it doesn't matter. Just something to get bites.
But it's
build
so
to the day.
hard. It takes so much time to find, what they're using in.
There's so much water.
And the cast isn't that fast. The cast takes a while and you just got to kind of just work through areas and pray that you see the birds or.
Which I haven't seen any of that.
Nothing.
I have not seen any white bass going.
Nothing.
I haven't seen any white bass going. You barely see. If you go to the bank, you can see the popcorn shad. I don't know exactly what they are, but that's what we call them. There's a bunch of them on the bank. I haven't seen any gizzards up, hardly, or none. And the bait I'm seeing is all subsurface. I haven't seen anything on top yet. And
there's no indicators.
No, but they're somewhere.
Right. They have to be.
It's September on Kentucky Lake.
Right.
There is a spook bite. There's a topwater bite somewhere. And if you find it, that can be the needle, that you're looking for. And anymore, all I care about, like I was talking to my co-angler Saturday, he's like, well, do you think we need to go to Back of Bays or do this or go fish some docks just so you can catch your limit? I'm like, no, we're going to stay out here on the main lake. You might not catch a limit, but I've learned what it takes to catch the winning fish. And you have got to be fishing for the winning fish to win, especially on this lake. And you can go, yeah. But anyway, I told him, I was like, dude, I don't care if I just have these 3 fish. We're staying out here. This is what I'm doing. And so that's why I like the topwater thing is I'm going to go out again and just beat my head into the ground to try to find one spot that's got them.
Sure.
Because I can't even guarantee the fish that I caught on Sunday, they might not even bite. They might not be there.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to go check them. No.
You're not checking it again.
Well, why?
Well, that's fair.
You know,
They may just not even be there.
I might not even fish for them because they're on the north end. So I'm going out of Paris. So I got to run a long way to get there and ruin all that topwater time.
That's true.
You know? So, but there's some decisions to make there. But I mean, at the same time, you just got to go out and fish this time of year. I mean, you can't just go scan and look. I mean, you might, I don't know, but I don't. You can't go scan and look for schools. I'm sure you can. That's not what I'm going to do.
How many times have you fished out of Paris?
Quite a bit.
Okay. I knew you had a little bit of experience there. So, Joe, do you have anything else for him?
I'm done. That was great. I got some insight.
Sweet.
That's good. I just like listening how somebody goes through their day, their tournament day, because there's so many different things you can do. You can approach it so many different ways. It's just neat to hear someone that was successful in the tournament, see their day.
Yeah. And I'm not a fish head. Like I don't talk that much to other people about fishing. I don't read about it. I don't watch it. Most of what I do is what I do.
Well, you just talked to millions in this podcast.
Millions.
Millions.
Gershman Mortgage for all your mortgage needs.
Yes, sir.
Holler at your boy.
Holler at your boy. Actually, I do have one last question.
Yeah.
So outside of, obviously, there's no telling how many dollars amount of fishing equipment and tackle and everything else that you have on your boat. Outside of all of that, non-fishing related, what's something you have to have in your boat?
Not fishing related that I have to have in my boat.
Right. Snacks, anything like that.
Gas.
Well, gas. Outside of the essentials.
G-juice for this last one?
G-juice for this one. Yeah.
Right. Outside of the essentials.
Sunglasses.
Sunglasses.
It's a huge deal.
Yep.
Mountain Dew goes a long way.
Right.
Dip net. That's fishing related, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I think they were good. The sunglasses was good.
Yeah.
Sunglasses and Mountain
I'd be
Dew.
blind if I lost my glasses.
My eyes are horrible.
I'm so sensitive.
My eyes are very sensitive.
That's one thing I've noticed. I've always been relatively critical to you guys always wearing sunglasses. Then you end up having the stripe across your face. And then I went out with Jacob and was like, I can't see a thing.
Yeah, you're like this.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you go day after day, the wind kills me so much. My eyes hurt so bad, you know, but I don't know of any other.
Okay. Well, we'll keep that in note. Winners have sunglasses and Mountain Dew on their boat.
Off.
Have to have it. Yeah.
Bug spray.
Yeah.
It goes a long way when you're fishing at night.
100%. All right. Well, if you don't have anything else for
awesome
Justin,
job. Congrats.
Appreciate it. Yeah. Thanks, y'all.
thanks for coming out. Find Justin. Where can they find you? On socials?
I have Facebook. That's all I got.
Perfect. Facebook for Justin Berger. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe wherever you're listening at. Tell us what kind of insight you got from this, and we'll catch you next time. See ya.
See you.
Thanks, y'all.